So I am sitting here on my floor just getting a little bit of footage of how I actually store my tarot and oracle decks. I don't separate them into light and dark themes on their shelves as of right now. That might change in the future, and maybe I'll make a video on my deck storage in the future if it changes, but this is currently what they look like. And today we're going to be diving in and talking about my light themed tarot decks. Hello! So I am here and we're going to be looking through my current light themed tarot decks. I just kind of wanted a little bit of like documentation of like what decks I currently have and which ones I'm liking and which ones I'm not, and I figured I would just put it together and throw it up on YouTube because I know I like watching these videos, and if you're watching this, maybe you do too. So I'm just gonna jump right in. The first one that I thought of was the Rider-Waite. This was the first deck that I ever bought, not this actual physical copy. I did actually glue my first copy into a tarot journal so that I could start learning all of the card meanings and everything like that. So I have that copy actually in that journal, and I've quite enjoyed that, although it has made the journal virtually unusable for travel wise, because the cards actually expanded it out so far that like you can't carry it around like a normal book. So yeah, it's just this version with the kind of blue plaid background. I'm sure you've seen this in, well, pretty much everywhere. It's usually the copy that I see used in like movies and stuff like that. So that's that, and I just keep it in the little tuck box. So that's that one. The next light themed tarot deck that I have is actually this one. This was gifted to me by my boss actually. So this is the Tarot of Oz, and to be honest, I haven't actually used this deck yet. Like I have looked through it, but I haven't actually done a reading with it. I feel like I just don't know. My goodness, this is upside down. Hold on. I feel like I just don't know the Wizard of Oz characters and the story well enough to really connect with this yet, but I do plan on reading the Wizard of Oz, all of the books and everything this year, so I really hope to get some good use out of this. But I thought this was a really cute light themed tarot deck, and the backs just look like this. So very cool, really cool thing to have in my collection. Very glad to have it. My goodness, I'm sorry if you can hear my chair creaking. This is not the greatest setup in the world. Next one that I have is the Shadowscapes Tarot, and this one I got not too long ago. You can see I keep a lot of my decks in their actual like little tuck boxes. I find that they're just easy to store that way, honestly, and I can see from the side exactly what it is. So the backs just look like this. A really pretty purple. I've been kind of tempted to edge this deck, but I'm not sure how I would do it. I kind of would like wish I could do like gilded edging or like a really pretty dark purple or something. Well, we'll see if I do that. But very pretty card imagery. I'm sorry for the glare. But beautiful imagery. The death card there. Just gorgeous. So I've really enjoyed working with this one actually. One of my favorite cards ever. Eight of Pentacles. Love the spider. Don't love spiders in real life all that much. I mean, as long as you're not in my space or a surprise, we're fine. But I do not like spiders just jumping out and surprising me, especially like in the shower. Anybody else really hate that? like random spiders just like descending into your shower. Anyway, the next deck that I have to show you is the Mystical Cats Tarot. I believe that's what it's called. This one I did take out of the box because it did come in like a gigantic box set thing. And I didn't want to store it that way. So the box just looked like this. Super cute. And the cards, of course, the very first one is like the darkest card. So this is the Demon Cat. This kind of makes me laugh because the cat that my dad and I had when I was younger, this reminds me so much of her. Her name was Slippers, and I always used to joke that she was a demon cat. She was not very nice. But overall, this deck is gorgeous. The priestess there with all the crystals, so pretty. Very, very pretty. I love the artwork. This one is a very gentle deck to work with. So I do like pulling this one out for people that I'm reading with for the first time, or like family when they ask for readings, because sometimes they can get a little scared of cards and the darker imagery that I like. Although my mom, bless her heart, she loves all the same kind of dark imagery that I do, so I get to have fun and pull out interesting decks when I read for her. I have a really interesting oracle deck to show you guys when I get around to doing my dark themed oracle decks. It's one of my favorites to work with, but I hardly ever get to pull it out for other people. Okay, this one is another cat themed oracle deck. This one is called the Considerate Cat Tarot, and I actually learned about it on Instagram. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, my lens just like decided to play its own game here. Here we go. So I just actually put it in the velvet bag that came with the Spirit Cats Oracle deck. It feels so nice and it fits this deck perfectly. Well, there's room for other things in there. So if I want to travel with it, I can bring like a crystal with me and the deck and be totally fine. The backs are this gorgeous little like, let me see if I can, yeah, so they're like these two little cats, and the artwork is just, what is it with the devil being the first card with half of these decks? Okay, so the artwork, I love the style of artwork, and I love that each of the cards is actually based off of a real cat. And if you choose to get the little book that that you can get, you can actually learn like who the cats were that were based off of, like, for each card kind of thing. Actually, let me see if I have the book somewhere accessible. Hang on one second. Okay, so this is the book that I was talking about here. It's the Considerate Cat Tarot Pocket Guidebook. So inside at the back, there is the Rescue Cat Glossary. So you can actually see, and it'll say like, oh my goodness, this is so out of focus. Like this cat Bibby is a 6 of Cups. So like you can go and actually look at pictures of these cats, and a lot of them have like Instagram handles, so you can go and actually like follow the cat that you're looking at on the card, and it's the cutest thing. So glad that I picked that up when I did. This is also another really gentle deck to work with, like for people that aren't used to getting readings or just want like a lighter themed deck there. It's the Moon card. So pretty. And I actually really like that these cards have the white borders. A lot of the time I don't love borders, but I do really like it on this deck. So next time I film a video like this, I am going to find a different chair that doesn't creak. Or I'm gonna grease this chair. That sounds so gross. Okay, so the next one that I have here is the Spirit Song Tarot, and I feel like I got this fairly early on in my like tarot journey, if you will. But I love this one. The artwork is gorgeous. The backs are beautiful. I just love these, like the flowers. And then we've got the suits are represented here as shells, acorns, crystals, and oh, what is the other one? Feathers for swords. So they're absolutely gorgeous, and they have the elemental triangle here, and then they actually have keywords on the bottom. This was fantastic for when I was learning in the beginning, and is still kind of nice, especially if I'm reading for somebody that like I'm really nervous sitting in front of. It's kind of nice just to have those little like those little keywords. Yeah, so like these are super nice. They're amazing to look at. Just the artwork is phenomenal. So yeah, I pull this out fairly often. The only thing that I don't love is that there are a couple cards in here. I'm not gonna be able to find them now because I'm looking for them, but there are a couple of cards in here that are changed. Like like there's no death card. This is one of the cards that was changed. So like there's no death card, and I believe there's no tower card either. They've changed it to something else, and really not my favorite thing when they do that in decks. I think there are no like bad cards, but beautiful deck nonetheless. Spirit Song Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. I do want to pick up a couple of her other decks actually. I almost bought one today, to be honest. I checked out a new, well, new. They're not new. I was educated and told that they've actually been around for about 30 years, but this crystal shop moved down the street from me. It's like less than a 10-minute walk from my house, so that's gonna be dangerous, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm gonna try to control myself there. This is the second last deck that I have to show you guys here. This comes in this gigantic box, the Line Strider Tarot. I'm not sure I'm going to keep it in this box, but it has the big guidebook here, which is printed in color. Gorgeous. Love it. And then the actual deck is here. I actually love the backs of these, like the ink. What is that called? When they, like, you go to like a therapist or something, and they're like, "Oh, what do you see?" Yeah, the ink blot test. I don't know, but I like that like ink blot kind of feel that you get on the backs here. And I don't know if you can see, but there is like a design underneath. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see that, but the artwork here is, I just love this style, and I like that there's no like distinct border. There's no like the image just kind of is in the middle of the card, and then all of the background is just white. I really like how that looks visually. I just wish that the cardstock was a little bit nicer. It is quite like a thin cardstock, and I don't love like glossy cards, just because they are a little bit harder to film with and they're a little bit harder to take photos with. But the deck is gorgeous, and so I work with it anyway. I still can do like shuffling with it. Wow, watch me fail really hard there. I just find that it sticks a little because of the gloss, but still gorgeous. Oh, look at that King of Swords. Beautiful. Temperance. Temperance cards always make me think of my husband. So that is that one, and I have one more deck that I would consider a light themed deck that I actually don't have on my desk here, so let me just see if I can reach it from where I am. of the creaking. The last one that I have to show you guys is the Good Tarot. And oh no, that is a complete lie. I have another deck in my purse. Hang on 1 second while I go to get them. Okay, I'm back. So, second last deck, the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. This one I kept in the box, and there's a couple things that I don't love about this deck, and I will get into that in just a second. So, first of all, these cards are gigantic. I have small hands, and so shuffling with cards that are this big is actually really difficult. And to try and do it in an aesthetically pleasing way is near impossible. But I do love the card backs, and the other thing I don't love is how glossy they are. I wish that they were like the Spirit Animals Oracle by Colette. They did the matte finish on those, and they shuffle beautifully. They're still big cards, but they're easier to shuffle with because they're not glossy. This is actually another deck that changes some of the card names, so I don't believe there's a death card in this deck either, and possibly not the Tower either. But just, oh my god, look at just how gorgeous the artwork is. It's just so pretty. I probably should have like put my decks in order before this and made sure they were all facing the right way and pretty, but this is real life, so this is just what my decks look like. Beautiful. Seven of Swords. Yes, this is one of the changed cards, and I believe this is not Justice. Judgment. This is Judgment. Yeah, I don't love it. Like I said, there are no like inherently bad cards. They all have their sides. Eight of Pentacles. I feel like the Eight of Pentacles in like every deck that I own, I'm just like, oh, it's my favorite card in the whole deck. I think Eight of Pentacles might just be like one of my favorite tarot cards generally. So that is a Good Tarot. Pop that back there. And the last deck that I have to talk about is actually the deck that I have been traveling with in my purse, and it is the White Sage Tarot. I am obsessed with this deck right now. The artwork is gorgeous. It's so light and airy and just ethereal in the best way, and it is a pip deck, so let me see, and it comes with like a chakra card in the tin and a little guidebook. God, be in frame. Backs of the cards look like this, and these cards are so small. Like, they're perfect for like a pocket deck, but it is like a pip deck kind of, so it just has, you know, the 5 wands there. The Fool card, looks like my boss's dog. Yeah, 3 of Swords. So there is like slightly less going on in the actual cards that aren't like the court cards or the major arcana. But ooh, this card reminds me so much of I believe the book is called Verdi. I think that's what it's called. Anybody else read that when they were younger? Like about a snake that, I don't know, gets to accept himself or something. I think I might have it. Hang on. Now I'm interested. Hold on 1 second. Okay, turns out I actually don't have it, but it must be in the bag of books that I sent home with my dad. But yeah, this like a Queen of Cups, this little otter. Look at the little foot there. It's so cute. All of the imagery in this deck is just, oh, it's so cute. I love it. This is the perfect deck, I feel like, to travel with for me. Just having in my purse, because you know, like sometimes when people are like, oh wow, you read cards, like, oh, could you just like do a quick reading for me? And like half the time I'm just like, well, actually, you know, I do this for a job partially, but you know, sometimes I'll give a freebie or something. That sounds so dirty, but like, you know, if it's like a family member or something, I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And like, this is not a scary deck to like pull, and like this is a devil card, and like it's not like super scary and, you know, impending doom kind of thing. So I love this for that reason, and it is a much gentler reading deck than a lot of decks that I have. This is another one that I really want to edge, but I can't decide what color I want to do. I'm thinking like a really light purple. I've seen this really light purple colored Sharpie around, and I think I might do that. But I'll have to test it on like the chakra card, like the extra cards that come in the deck. And just see, maybe like a light blue could also be neat, because like there are a lot of those like light blue tones in here. Yeah, we'll see. But that is everything that I have for my light themed tarot collection. I am going to do a light themed oracle collection video in the future, and dark themed tarot and oracle videos as well. I hope that you enjoyed this, and that you come back in the future. I will be posting some client readings probably on this channel, as well as videos like this. And if you have any like suggestions or anything that you want to see me do, let me know in the comments and I will see what I can do. But love and light. Have a great day.